So JSON data stands for JavaScript Object Notation. Um, and let me just show you. I'm going to copy this link right here, right? And I'm going to post it. I'm going to paste it into a brand new tab just to show you. Also, what you guys are going to need to get is a Chrome extension. In the top right corner, you can see here I have JSON formatter. What this does is it manipulates the data so that you can then manipulate it yourself. So that it's easier to work with if you have this. So definitely install that extension right now. So let's look at what we have here. It says volumes question mark q equals. This is basically pulling. It's asking a query to get certain information. So if I type in Harry Potter at the end of this, it's going to take me here, right? If you see in the top right corner, I have raw and parsed. If you don't have JSON formatter, the data is going to come up like this, and you can't manipulate it at all. You just have to kind of keep scrolling and stuff. Whereas this, parsed, you're able to manipulate it a little bit easier. So this is basically all this data is being hosted somewhere else, and you now have access to it. And when somebody makes a query now, when somebody types into your API and says, "Hey, I want a list of all the Harry Potter items or all the Harry Potter books," it's going to run over here and find everything that it is, and then it's going to display the information based on what we specify. So if you see, we have items, and then we have kind, and all of these things right here. We'll go into like volume info, and then we have here title, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Then it tells you the author. So what we want to be able to do is now not only get this info, but we want to manipulate it and display it in like a cool way on whatever it is that we're working on. So think of this as a data path. In file paths we have this / up here. A data path is basically this is a data path, and we're going to say items and then volume info, and then anything within here we can also get. So let's see. What I'm going to do is add on to what we previously had. Instead of just console.logging in our function, I'm going to create a for loop that loops through all of that JSON data and finds out the specific thing that we're looking for, right? So I'm going to say for I equals 0, if I is less than, and then I'm going to say data dot items dot length. Then I'm going to say I plus plus. And then what do we want to happen next? Well, we want to display the results, right? So we're going to say results dot inner HTML plus equals, and then we're going to specify what we want it to be displayed in the form as. I'm going to say h2, then say data dot items I dot volume info dot title plus h2. Cool. So this should be the very simple version. Now note that the data items I, and then volume info, and then title. So let's look at what we have in our JSON data. So we're saying data and then dot items, then dot volume info, and then title, right? So it's going to display based on whatever the user typed in all of these different titles. What else do we have? If we scroll down, we have some more info. Publisher date. Here's another result: Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So let's check this out. Let's see if it's working. Now if I say Harry Potter, I now have displayed all of this data, right? This is a working version of the Google Books API. Based on what we've learned so far, let's review real quick. What have we learned? We learned that we can use an AJAX call to find all of this data and then manipulate it, right? Next, what I want you guys to do on your own is go through and you want to go ahead and add not only the title, but let's add the author's name. Let's have that display in the form of an H2, and then we can also say the publish date, when it was published, and then lastly we can display the image too. Like if I scroll down here, I have the image links as well. So you can use small thumbnail or thumbnail, right? So as a side exercise right now, you guys should go through and try to be able to display all of this info using what we just taught you.